Greetings. I'm RoBear Wilson. I had the privilege of being the pastor of First United Methodist Church of Pittsburgh from 2005 until 2015. I welcome this opportunity to share with you this devotional moment. We're invited to explore Mark 13 in conjunction with the theme, Hope in Destruction. While Mark 13 is often referred to as an apocalypse, declaring the end of the world, N.T. Wright enlightens us when he declares that the whole chapter is not about the end of the world, but about the large-scale future of the cosmos. One could easily spend all of Lent unpacking this complicated chapter in Mark. As significant as it is, I am not spending this time on the academic biblical criticism of these verses, but rather I'm going to focus on what can this possibly mean for us today. For this particular devotional moment, I'm limiting myself to the first two verses of Mark 13. And Jesus came out of the temple. One of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings." And then Jesus asked him, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left here upon another, as will be thrown down." Interesting. I ponder, what can this passage possibly mean for us, since we know that the temple was destroyed in 70 AD? On leaving the temple, one of his disciples celebrated this magnificent building, and Jesus declared that it was going to be totally destroyed. Is Jesus declaring hope in destruction? Is the disciple focused more on the normal now, and Jesus is focused on the new normal that is present? Hope in destruction. A farmer declared, "My barn having burned to the ground, I can now see the moon." Hope in destruction. A couple found themselves releasing the familiar in order to embrace what is yet to be. While the life, death, resurrection rhythm of life is always opening and providing opportunities to embrace the reality of hope and destruction, the yearning for hope and destruction may be felt more by people in these particular chaotic times with COVID. Therapists are in unusually great demand. Many people cannot find a therapist to walk with them through their depression. Could walking through a depression be about seeking hope in destruction? Could it be about seeing the moon or daring to embrace what is yet to be? Jeff Foster guides me to understand that the word depressed can also be spoken as deep rest. Caress depression as an invitation to deep rest, a new and deeper knowing of oneself. We may find ourselves in a season of spiritual exhaustion. We are pressed by the weight of the false self, of presenting to the world who we are not, the masked, the mind-made story we've made up about ourselves. We long in these moments of deep rest to stop pretending and express our raw truth. Jeff declares our depression is holy. It contains the seeds of new life. Deep rest can cause hope in destruction to awaken. It's not about hope in the future, but hope in the present, to be one's authentic self. This strikes me as both life-giving and scary. Sheila Collins, on her blog, also invited me to ponder the theme of hope in destruction. She describes how a community of sisters gather together around the table and express all of their feelings and perspectives around something for which they may be grieving. But when they come to the end of those conversations, they always end by sharing with each other, to what life is this loss calling us? To what life is this life calling us? Another opportunity to see the moon, or to release the familiar in order to embrace what is yet to be, not in some anticipated distant future, but in the living of this moment. As we travel together from this day to the next, may we welcome the life-giving gift of deep rest. And may hope in destruction be ours as we release the familiar to embrace the unknown that is yet to be. Amen.